At this time, I'd like to begin the program and introduce our first speaker, who will lead us in our invocation, the Honorable Reverend David A. Rivera, Council Member of Niagara District and pastor of Hope and Restoration Church.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I'd just like to echo briefly some of the things that he said. I just want to commend the leaders of the Hispanic Heritage Council for all the work you do and a number of events that you hold throughout this month, promoting our culture and our heritage. And I'm so excited about new plans going into the future. So we look forward to growing many events in Buffalo and West New York. I want you to bow your heads and close your eyes and join me in prayer. Father, creator of all things, we come before you to honor you, praise you, because you are worthy of all praise and all honor. We ask that you bless this gathering, that you direct our paths, so that we can do everything with wisdom and productive. We ask that you bless the city, the communities, that bonds be formed among many cultures, Lord. Continue to bless this endeavor. In your Son's name, amen.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I'd like to say that I have a little bit of Hispanic heritage in me, but with a name like Jakubowski, I think you've all figured that one out. But I am for the day. And I am very delighted to welcome you all to this 5th annual Kickoff celebration for Heritage Month in Buffalo and Erie County. We look forward to this occasion every year as an important community celebration, and also as an opportunity to reflect our increasing active collaboration with the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York. On next Wednesday, beginning next Wednesday, on Wednesday and Thursday evenings, the Hispanic Heritage Film Series will take place at both the Niagara and downtown libraries. You have a handout on that, and we hope that you sincerely will attend that. In addition, the Council has joined with us this year, and will so in the next year, in our public library as a Digital Commons Public History Project. In 2015, we will host a collaboratively created exhibit on Hispanic heritage in Western New York that is opening shortly at the Buffalo History Museum. I don't doubt we will continue to find new projects and opportunities to work together, and the shared intent of preserving the stories and heritage of our local Hispanic community. My sincerest thanks to Kaz Rodriguez and the Hispanic Heritage Council, and of course, a very happy and enriching Hispanic Heritage Month to everyone. Thank you.
At this time, it's my personal pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who will deliver a proclamation on behalf of the City of Buffalo. Receiving the proclamation is Maritza Vega, member of our board. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the Honorable Mayor Byron Brown.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Let's give our Master of Ceremonies, Daniel Velez, another round of applause. Certainly very pleased to be here with all of you for the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month in our city, in our county, in our state, and in our nation. I want to thank Mary Jean Jakubowski, the Executive Director of the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library, for again opening the doors of the library. Let's give her a round of applause. And I want to recognize Kaz Rodriguez, the President of the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, for the work that the Council does on a daily basis in not only exposing the community to Hispanic heritage, but helping to connect the community around culture. Let's give Kaz and the board a round of applause. I have a proclamation. I'm not going to read all of it because I know some of my other colleagues in government, Comptroller Mark Schroeder and Councilmember David Rivera are here, but a couple of the stanzas of the proclamation. Whereas during Hispanic Heritage Month, we celebrate the vibrant Hispanic American spirit that influences our nation's art, music, food, and faith. We also celebrate the practices of commitment to family, love, and country and respect for others. And whereas as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we applaud the accomplishments of Hispanic Americans and recognize the many contributions they have made to our city, county, state, and nation, now therefore be it resolved that I, Byron W. Brown, Mayor of the City of Buffalo, do hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th, 2014 as Hispanic Heritage Month in the City of Buffalo. Thank you all very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Daniel, you got me a little nervous. When I knew I was next in line, and when he said next is a performance, I said, oh my God. But I know my merengue and salsa. But greetings, everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me to this this kickoff for the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. I am new to the Buffalo Public Schools, not to the area, and on behalf of Mr. Olaby, Interim Superintendent, and myself, I would just like to say we are so pleased, and I'd like to recognize too Dr. Tammy Alsace, who is here, who runs our bilingual and ESL programs, and Dr. David Mauricio, who is also here, who is one of our Chiefs of School Leadership, and I expect to learn much from them. Thank you for being here. We are very proud of the Spanish-English bilingual programs that we run in the Buffalo Public Schools at 5 of our elementary schools as well as 2 of our high schools, and we hope to have those progress and move through and perhaps establish themselves at other schools. And we're even prouder of the fact that we serve 17% of the population of the Buffalo Public Schools who are of Hispanic heritage. So that is a proud point for us in the schools. Once again, we do look forward to meeting and working with all of you for the betterment of our students. And just on a personal level, I just want to add that this is particularly exciting for me because I have had the privilege of serving as a principal in a Spanish-English bilingual 2-way program in the city of Syracuse for several years during my first career there. And then again, when I spent some time in the State Department at Texas and benefited much from the cultural heritage there of the Mexican American population. So there are many activities we know that are planned at our schools this month. We hope that we will see you at some of them. We hope you will see us at some of the others that are out in the community. And we once again look forward to working with you on behalf of our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And in keeping with our surprises, you know, when you go to, at least when you go to my home, my parents both Puerto Rican. You come to my home and you are often surprised. You think you're going there for one thing and you might get another. So going along with that, you will, I'm pleased to give you a treat here. You will be surprised with another entry in our program that is a treat, we believe, a video presentation by our Hispanic Heritage Council that should take a little while for you to see. We're going to ask for it to be queued now.
Since the late 1800s, people of Hispanic heritage have been arriving in Buffalo and Western New York ready to contribute to the community while focusing on giving their families a better life both here and in their homelands.
Hispanics have long been part of the fabric of Western New York since the late 1800s to the present. Many Hispanics have settled here. They have contributed to the wealth, to the economy, to the growth of here of Western New York.
They came from many parts of the world: the Caribbean, Mexico, Central and South America, and Spain. Many arrived with only their native language and customs with a limited education. They worked in fields, factories, rail yards, steel plants, and many places that would offer meaningful employment and the opportunity for success.
One of the big projects that our organization, the Hispanic Heritage Council, is embracing is the Hispanic Heritage History Project, documenting the journey of Hispanics here in Western New York.
The Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York is a nonprofit organization that is proud to highlight the successes and document the contributions of Hispanics to the past, present, and future of Western New York.
A history project that's going on in collaboration with the University of Buffalo, the Historical Society, and the library. We want to capture a lot of our history now before it's too late, before the elders of the community are gone, before the pictures or memorabilia are destroyed.
In the late 1960s, President Lyndon Johnson initiated the first Hispanic Heritage Week in the United States. In 1988, President Ronald Reagan expanded the observance from a week to a full month, beginning September 15th and ending October 15th. This time period was chosen in order to celebrate the independence anniversaries of 5 Latin American countries: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, along with the independence of Mexico and Chile. Each year, the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, in collaboration with the arts and cultural groups of our area, proudly hosts events showcasing the historical richness and present-day talents of the Hispanic community. Hispanic Heritage Month features everything from art, music, and film to time for families and friends to get together.
We tend to usually celebrate with food and dance because that's such an important part of who we are, but more important are those values that keep us together and that even unite us to the larger community of Buffalo.
The Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York is working hard year-round to bring the Hispanic community and all of Western New York together, sharing experiences, cultures, and civic pride.
We have our schedule really full with activities, celebrating our heritage, showing people who we really are, changing misconceptions that people have about Hispanics.
What we want to do is, especially in Western New York, is be able for people to understand our culture a little bit more. And in fact, maybe even ourselves to understand our culture a little bit more and to protect it and maintain it and preserve it. The more we know about each other's culture, the better we understand each other's behavior. And the better we understand each other's behavior, the better we get along with each other.
Follow us on Facebook or on our website, HispanicHeritageWNY.org, for more information. Gracias por su apoyo. Thank you for your support.
Receiving the proclamation is a member of our board, John Sanabria, and I'll ask John to please come forward now. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the Upstate Regional Representative, whom probably needs no introduction, Mr. Sam Hoyt.
I remember. Buenos dias. It's great to be here today for Hispanic Heritage Month. But let's face it, in New York State, let's let the rest of the country celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. In New York State and in Western New York, we celebrate Hispanic heritage 12 months out of the year. And that's right. Governor Cuomo, who sends his greetings and asked me to represent him here today, likes to talk about New York State being the cultural capital of the world, and how we can boast in New York State as having one of the largest Hispanic populations, in fact, in the world, and how we need to embrace that. We need to celebrate that. We need to promote and try to grow the diversity that exists in this state. And of course, New York State and Western New York are communities that do just that. In other states and other communities, you see people questioning whether or not we want to embrace this diversity. We recognize, and Mayor Brown and David Rivera, a great Latino council member and pastor, embrace that diversity in Western New York. And so it's a great celebration. It's something that we do year-round in this community. Kaz Rodriguez, my friend, thank you for the extraordinary leadership that you and your organization provide this community. Carlos, who gave a great performance, you notice he could only carry one flag. It would have been difficult to wave around the 20 or so different Hispanic flags that represent what we call our Hispanic community. But it isn't just the Puerto Rican community, right? We love our Puerto Rican community. We celebrate our Puerto Rican community. But Cesar Cabrera is here. Where's Cesar? Representing the governor's office. A great Dominican. We have a great Cubano community. We have a great Mexican community. And it goes on and on. Well, in Spain as well, as I'm reminded by Johnny. So anyway, on behalf of Governor Cuomo, John, I do want to present you with this proclamation that does declare this month, Hispanic Heritage Month in the state of New York, knowing that we do celebrate Hispanic heritage 12 months out of the year. Congratulations.
Our next speaker on your program could not be with us this afternoon, but has sent his executive assistant, Jonathan Rivera, to say a few words. I welcome him at this time.
Thank you very much. ¿Cuántos están orgullosos de ser latino? How many people are proud to be Latino today? I'll be brief because a lot of folks have said much more eloquent things than I could ever say, but allow me to just thank Kaz and the rest of the council for this amazing work that they've undertaken over these last few years. Let's give a round of applause for all of their diligent work. You know, the act of preserving our history is monumental. The act of remembering our past is essential. Although many of us are miles and miles and miles away from where we perhaps at one time called home, when we are able to preserve our culture and our music and our food and everything that makes us who we are, it makes us so that that distance is not so far. So I want to thank you on behalf of myself and the county executive. I thank you again for all of your hard work and ask that you continue moving forward in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you to County Executive Poloncarz for his being here his sending you to represent him. At this time, I'm pleased to close the program, but before I do so, I have the honor of introducing again to you Carlos Rivera and Marcy Zareta, who will in fact be performing a salsa, I'm told. Will Carlos Rivera and Marcy Zareta please come forward?
Estoy quemando mi tío. much, Danny. Isn't it great to be here today? Let's give a round of applause to Grupo Variedad, to Carlos Rivera, and Marcia Zerate. If you look at your programs on the cover page, in the bottom, the theme to Hispanic Heritage Month 2014, and I read this on the presidential proclamation just Friday from Barack Obama. It says, Hispanics, a legacy of history, action in the present, and a future of success. There is no doubt that the Hispanic population here in Buffalo and Erie County and in Western New York, we're proud of that. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You know, it talks about history. And like you saw at the part of the video that we presented to all of you today, and I'm apologizing for the technical difficulties, but the video did not come out the way it should. But if you'd like to see that video in its entirety, please go to our website, www.hispanicheritagewny.org, and you'll be able to see the full effects of that video. But legacy is very important to our community. And that's why on September the 24th, we'll be introducing and unveiling the Hispanic History Project, which is documenting the journey of Hispanics here in Western New York. So I invite you on September the 24th at 5 p.m. at the Historical Society. It's a collaboration with the Historical Society, Ranfors Associates, Art Services Initiative, and of course our Central Library, in unveiling this exhibit for the first time here in Western New York, the story of Hispanics here in Western New York. And it's only the first phase. Let me tell you, a lot of hard work has gone into this exhibit by our historian Stephanie Bucalo and Alma Carrillo and our entire board of directors, that we're all proud of this. And we're proud to share it with all of our neighbors here in Western New York. I've already received offers that the city of Buffalo, our mayor, would like to have it at City Hall, Erie County Hall, ECMC, Kaleida Health, Roswell Park, the Buffalo Public Schools, the Central Library. And what this is all about is to be able to share our history with Western New York. Isn't that beautiful? I'd like to thank each of the participating organizations. Just before the program began, I took a walk through just to thank each and every one of the table displays for participating today. There's an overwhelming amount of information in Spanish and in English at these tables. Very informative. I'd like to thank each and every one of them. They're all highlighted in the back cover of our page. Please give them a round of applause. Before I introduce no stranger to our community, I'd like to introduce our controller from the city of Buffalo, Mark Schroeder. Mark, can you come up, please? Mark supports every event that we have in the community. I see him all the time, so I got to give him a couple minutes. Mark, thank you. It's all yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very happy to be here with you, and thank you for keeping your tradition alive and sharing your heritage with all of us. Hispanic Heritage Month, it's just not a Buffalo thing. This is an international event, and I'm sure you all know the significance of having the celebration from September to October. There are 9 Latino countries who earned their independence during this month. And so there are passionate and colorful festivities and festivals going on around the world. So we are so happy to be here in Buffalo and celebrating. I've enjoyed being with you, dancing down Niagara Street for our parade, being here at the Buffalo Area County Library. And I remember last year the Buffalo Public Schools had a student who did the Pledge of Allegiance both in English and Spanish. It was absolutely outstanding. And the only reason I wasn't at the Hispanic Veteran Run on Saturdays because I came in second place last year and I didn't think I could do any better, so I didn't show up. So I have something that I want to show you, and usually when a politician walks in a room with something as big as this, it looks like a proclamation or something that's going to be given to somebody. Well, guess what? This is my prized possession, and I'm not going to give it to anybody. And so the day of the child, I was given the opportunity by the Hispanic community to be a speaker and a reader at the Bilingual School 33 in the Valley, in the city of Buffalo. And I am grateful for that opportunity to be able to talk about the Hispanic heritage and be able to read to children. So thank you for this. This is in my office for everybody to see, and I have visitors from all over the country, especially from New York City, and I want them to see how proud I am of all of you. And finally, this isn't widely known, but there was the Urban Chamber of Commerce had an event at the Olivencia Center a few months ago, and it was Dancing with the Stars. And I was one of the stars who made my salsa debut. And I must tell you, I did pretty good. So God bless you and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. There's no doubt that this year has been a banner year for our community, our Hispanic community. First, the anniversary of the Western New York Hispanic American Veterans Memorial. The Vice President is with us, Angela Otero. The kickoff of the Niagara Street improvements, of which our Congressman Brian Higgins and also our mayor of the city of Buffalo announced just a few weeks ago. And the Hispanic Heritage Council and the Hispanic community served the host to one of the major Hispanic networks here in America and across the world, Univision, on their daytime program Despierta America, which was a exceptional program that they conducted at the Niagara Falls Scenery Tower. Also, again, the cadre of events and activities that we have scheduled for the month of Hispanic Heritage Month. Please take a look at our webpage, www.hispanicheritage.wny.org, for a series of events during the entire month, right from film festivals all the way to our main event at the Kleinhans Music Hall on September the 19th, and of course the History Project unveiling at the History Museum on September the 24th. With that said, no stranger to our community. She's a big supporter of our community, the Hispanic community here in Western New York, and I'm proud and I'm very glad to see Kathy Hochul, former Congresswoman.
Sounded like Mark Schroeder was waiting for an invitation to show off his salsa skills. Can we get the music going? Come on, Mark. You're out there bragging about this. I have to tell you, and of course I'll go off script and make my staff nervous, but it was just 2 weeks ago that I was on a beach in the Bronx. How many of you know there's a spectacular beach in the Bronx? And I was at the Salsa Festival there, and the leader of the Bronx Bureau was trying to give me some lessons as well, so I use a little practice, but maybe this time next year we can do it, Mark, okay? It'll be great. So thank you so much. And I just want to wish everyone an incredibly wonderful Hispanic Heritage Month, and I want to thank each and every one of you for what you're doing, which is keeping something that is precious alive, and that is culture, heritage, history, and a love of certain flamboyance and dancing and singing and music and food that you all know and love and embrace. But what you need to do is not just share it with your children, but with the rest of the community as well. So all of us can enjoy this wonderful community and this diverse culture. And that's what I intend to do, and I've been doing it all over the state of New York, is just seizing the opportunities to get to know people from all walks of life. But I'm no stranger, as Kaz said, to this community. I've developed a close relationship during my years as county clerk I went to all the festivals, all the events that you're talking about, and they are so important because a lot of people refer to our country as a melting pot. I'm not sure what a melting pot is, but it doesn't sound real nice. I'm thinking more of a quilt. I think about all of us being different colors, different strengths, different fibers, and when it all comes together and you weave it together, it makes this magnificent quilt that represents the United States of America. So we need to cherish this next month and celebrate what the Hispanic culture has brought to that incredible fabric, that quilt of America, but also to share it and make sure that our families know about this and continue it on for generations to come. So regardless of what brought your family here, whether you are first, second, third generation, you need to make sure that you have this, keep the candle going, that you never that you never diminish the torch of a culture that is vibrant and incredible. So I thank all of you from the Heritage Council. You have a huge list of events to go to. I'm going to try and make as many of these as I can. They really sound incredible, but also know that the governor, in selecting me, has asked me to be very involved in small businesses as well. So we have to not just nurture the culture, but also make sure that minority businesses have the opportunities to live the American dream, to take an idea that they may have come to this country with, or that was nurtured right here as a U.S. citizen, and make it become a reality. So when you look at what's going on the west side of Buffalo, for example, the new food and the excitement, and we walked the streets together, David, and it was incredible. What we did last year was walk and see a resurgence, a new vitality that was not there for decades. And so this community is so important and part of that. So I want to become a partner of yours along with the governor to make sure that this continues and we take this community to all the great heights that are waiting for us. So thank you so much for inviting me. This is a great opportunity. And Mark, we are going to do a little lesson dancing there. We're going to do a little practice, okay? Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
I'd like to remind each and every one of you that there's a signature event, the 35th Annual Hispanic Women's League Scholarship Awards. This dinner is to take place at the Agustin Pucho Olivencia Community Center on Saturday, October the 11th. For more information, you can go into the Hispanic Women's League webpage, or there's some Hispanic Women League members here in the audience that you can also connect with to be able to be part of that event. Also, Major Carlos Benitez, where is Carlos? Carlos, a retired Army. He's going to have a talk on Hispanic contribution in the military, and this is going to be at the VA Medical Center on Wednesday, September the 17th at 12 noon on the 3rd floor. Kathy Hochul had mentioned business, and one of the events that we have in our program this month is going to take place on September the 23rd. And this is at 8 in the morning. It's a collaboration between the Small Business Administration and the Hispanic Heritage Council, and that's celebrate learning for small business techniques and opportunities. I would like to once again thank each and every one of you, okay, for attending this afternoon's program. A special thanks to the Erie County Public Library, the director, Mary Jean Jakubowski, and also Ann Conable, that for the 5th year straight, they have been supporters of this event and also this kickoff. Also, Marty Gorman, she's here with us, City Bracey, she's got Buffy over there. So if anyone wants to take pictures with Buffy, please be welcome to do that. With that, I'd like to thank each and every one of you again, and I'll close with one of the musical selections by Grupo Variedad.
Por la pollera colorada.